Hello, in this video I want to show some things we solved already in discussions on Discord or in small videos on Discord. This was some users wanted to have and don't know how to do it, and so I want to show this here in a YouTube video because maybe the things are also for some other users important or useful. Yes, and the first thing I want to start is some user wanted to have different UIs in the complex and simple detail point. This also works here for the main UI. If you have different showrooms with this widget and you want to have maybe a logo or something like that in your UI individual in every showroom, because now he uses always the same. So there's an easy way to do this. We do it now here for the detail level complex. Yes, the first thing I do is you have here your UI widgets. Here you have your main widgets, and then you have the main UI for the simple focus point and for the complex focus point. And there you have your base navigation. And here this will leave like it is. And here this detail level complex I turn off, I turn it hidden. Compile this, and now this detail level complex thing title here is away. So in a moment we use the same UI in every focus, in every complex level, and we want to have different infos in there. Maybe you have with all new or overlap things you want to do, and the first possibility would be to cast information in this main widget. That's also possible, but the simplest way is just to override with another widget above it, and this is what we do in this tutorial. So I create a folder and call this overlap UIs. Yeah, okay. UIs. And here I create a widget, user interface widget blueprint, and here complex level 1 override. Here you can then do as much as you want. Here I set a title that we can see it later. So I leave it text block, you will see it, set it red, maybe. Okay, this is a shadow color. Yes. Here's the text color. So that we can identify it. So and now where we want this override to happen, we want this in our focus point complex point. So, and here we have the begin play node. This is all initialized when the focus point complex start. And here this important delay, we need to do it after the important delay because the delay is important. This is not right here. See, delay. So, and here we make now, we create now our overlap widget, create widget, and then we add this viewport, add to viewport. Yes. So then we connect this up, and now that we can change this for every view we have, we promote this to a variable and call this overlap UI. Compile this, and here on the I we set this public. Compile, and now if we open our complex level, we have there already a tool. I experimented here a little bit, so maybe it's not completely the same as yours. Save this all, and now in our complex level we should have now our overlap UI. Now we can for every level here set an individual UI. I think this was what I made it. And now if I hit play here, now is our text blocking. So you can now add with an override your things, and your mechanic is working completely normal with your base UI. Yes, that's the first thing I wanted to show. So, and the second one, the second thing is, second point, some user wanted to know how to hide the UI with the key, or how can he hide all the UI elements with the key. And yes, this is what we do now. So maybe also this could be useful for somebody. So we do this now in our main scene in the master pawn. And yes, we at first need an input or a key. They're gonna also come to the key. Maybe we take, I don't know, 5. It's not important. So when we hit this key, then we want to make the UI invisible, and when we hit it again, it should be visible. Therefore, we use the flip-flop node. From there, we can get actors with tag, and as tag, we use the same tag I used for the Pano pawn to hide the UI. This is the tag Pano hide. So this is where he captures the panoramas. He also hides the UI for that. Yes, and yeah, and then we need a node that's called for each loop. So do it for every actor you find with this tag, and then we need set actor hidden in game. Yes, and hide it. So now this could be very easy when we say flip-flop, when we hit again, then set all this actor in, but that's not possible because you have levels, and if you hit again, then he blends in all the UI and also the UI that should be hidden at this point. So what we do is when we start the level, or maybe we take this one. Yes, we need the bridges for our levels, so that we can say he only blends in the right ones. So we take all this spider and connect this up here and this up here, and there he asks for the waypoints. Is it level 1, level 2, or level 3? So, and then we need our, then here you have the function set visibility by tag, Yeah, we need the level 2, the level 1, and the level 3. This we can also copy. And then we need the level 1 in the level 1. We need the level 2, if true, in the level 2. The waypoint also in the level 2, and the level 3 we can give in the level 3. So and now we have for all our stages, he should use the right solution. Now we test this. Now we hit 5. 5. Now this is away. 5, and only the zoom points are there. 5 things are away. 5 only on this stage. The points are there. Yes. Yes. This. Yeah, maybe also compile this. Maybe also to say if you want this in the focus point complex, you can do it exactly the same way. Just you have in the complex level the blueprints. They all are here, the base target, and the blueprints you see in the UI are the open level points, some detailed points, and the some focus target. For this, you can open this master blueprints, these 3, and here you can scroll down in actor and add here the tag Pano height. And then he will find also this in the complex level. There the tag is not added because there's no Pano capturing for the complex level. But I plan, or I'm working on, also give all things in the complex level with the new update, so waypoints, and maybe also the Pano pawn. So would be also here, always choose the actor tags, Pano, height, yeah, and then you can make the same thing in your in your complex, Pano complex with the key and the thing and the levels. You can also take this and copy this and set with this, and then it works. So thank you. So the third point is one user wanted to know how he can display all tour names and not only the one that is active. So this I show now. So you have to go in your tour button, and here you have to set your text, because for default this is set as hidden in game. Set this to visible and compile, and then you go to your master pawn, and in your master pawn you have the tour functions. These 3. We take the first, and here you have the text gets set invisible, so just disconnect label text and compile. Here also label, here's is set to visible, that's okay, but the hidden ones with disconnect. And the last one, the label text goes to hidden, we disconnect, compile. And now if we play, all our texts are visible. So then you have something like a list and a tour. Yes. So maybe there's something also to say to the tour. If you're then running out of space with your tour, so I go, we take this up. You can always take this tour overlay and scale this as long as you need it. It will automatically arrange these icons. You see, so it uses then the complete space of your screen, and it's working. One question comes up was how I can update my project when you release a new version. And you can always just get a new version from the marketplace, this development, make a new project with this, migrate this new version into your existing project, but please make a backup before you do this of your from your project. Then migrate it to your content folder in your project and set all to override. But you have to think about, if you start working, that's because make a backup. If you change something individual in your master point, he will override this master point. So you have to exclude the things. Yeah. If you started working from the demo maps and you don't make a duplication of maps or created new maps, he will override these 3 maps. All what is coming with the package will be overwritten. So if you make your own thing and don't touch this, just using the system, it should be all good. And yes, and then you can update it to new version, but always make a backup. There is always a possibility that something you forgot to, that you changed something or something could be, but in most cases should be working. Yes. So and then something about, but if you change something on the main UI things, for this you can change the images, like you know this in the style. You have your normal image, you hovered, you pressed, and also here you have a normal hovered pressed. You can take this and just change this with your own image, or if you want to design your own thing, a good way is to go to the textures, and if you have here the back arrow hovered, I think it's the normal one. Just go here, asset action, export your DGA, make with your Photoshop or program you have, change what you want in this resolution, reload, then go to re-import with new file and import your new file, and then it will change everywhere. If you change something in color or in the widget itself, in the style, I want to say one thing. That's on the one side a cool thing, and on the other side maybe it can cause you irritations. I can explain why it is like it is. If I go to blueprint, UI widget, main UI, then you have here your icons. For example, change color of these icons. Then for Windows this will be fine. But the touch style is set in the master pawn. So if you hit touch, you then the style of this changes. So that can be cool on one side because you can make a different color scaling for the touch UI. If you, for example, have it on handy and want bigger buttons or something like that. But this is because you have this hovered icon here for the mouse, and on Windows Touch this makes problems because the mouse, if you touch, the mouse stands above it, and so the hovered icon don't goes away because the mouse still stays here. And so I choose the solution to, if a touch happens, there is this in the master pawn, there is this set widget style touch mode, and here you have also this style thing, this style set. So maybe size will stay the same. I don't know. But if you set tint, or if you change something, if you replace the image on the image itself, then it will change here also. But if you, for example, load a new image and change it, then you have to also change this here in the touch button style for the touch navigation. Yeah, this just if you run in this issue and you're wondering why it's not changing, then you have to go to the set widget style to touch mode function and then change the settings the same, or other settings if you like to have it in another way if you touch. Yes. So I think I covered all themes, all important things that came up. Yes, and I go on with working on new updates and the